unfortunately, like, it's not surprising to hear here in Boulder.
Trying to curb a dangerous trend at CU Boulder.
Honestly, it's really scary. We're now like deadbolting our windows shut.
After nearly a fifth of female students report being assaulted while studying at CU, the campus officially launches its new task force to curb misconduct crimes.
This is traumatizing stuff that these girls are going through.
And finding affordability in Colorado can be tough.
I get so many calls of people just hopeless.
Especially if you're working with a teacher's salary.
They want to be part of the American dream, and a lot of those have been teachers.
Tonight we're going in depth on what teachers can afford in Colorado if they're looking to buy a home.
Spoiler alert, those affordable options are tough to come by.
It's very hard to hold on to faculty and staff without also providing opportunities for housing and home ownership.
First at 6, we are monitoring breaking news. Police have just confirmed 2 juveniles have been shot off East Colfax in Denver.
This is happening near the Carla Madison Recreation Center that is near East High School. And that's where we find Denver 7 CB Cotton live.
So CB, originally we were told 3 people shot. Now police say 2 victims here.
Shannon, that's correct. Denver police actually just posted that update moments ago to social media. I want to set the scene for you. We're here at Denver East High School, where, as you said, less than a block away, or about a block away, less than a mile from here, Denver police say 2 boys under the age of 18 were shot and transported after 4 o'clock this afternoon. We don't know their condition at this hour, but I can tell you we saw large crowds of students exiting the high school just moments ago. Many of these students telling us, and their parents as well, saying we were just on lockdown in the school, relaying that fear and that anxiety with us. You can imagine how scary this was for all of the families involved or near this afternoon. As you said, at this point, all we know is that 2 boys under the age of 18 were shot in the 2400 block of East Colfax just after 4 this afternoon and were transported to an area hospital. At this hour, again, we don't know their condition, but of course, all of us are hoping for the best. We're going to stay out here on scene throughout the evening, and as soon as we gather more details, we'll bring them to you on air and online. I'm going to send things back over to you both in the studio.
All right, thank you, CB. We'll check back in for more updates. Also at 6, Denver's breaking heat records once again.
All right, Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson at the desk here at the top of the hour.
And Mike, tonight it'll be another hazy one. I mean, we've been saying this over and over again, but we also have a red flag warning tomorrow.
We have that. We have heat warnings. We have a lot of stuff going on, and we're also setting records not only for just today, but now we're in 3rd place all time for the number of 90-degree or hotter days in a summer. And we have a little ways to go to catch up to 2012 or 2020, but it has definitely been a string of hot weather, way above the average of 50 days. 99 was the high here today, 102 out at Ray and Sterling this afternoon, 101 at Greeley. Right now it's still hot, 97 degrees up at Greeley, 93 here in Denver, and 98 out west at Grand Junction. Moab is still at 100 degrees. There are a couple of scattered thunderstorms showing up over central and southwestern Colorado. They're not coming our way. They're moving actually gradually toward the southwest. Air quality for both ozone and wildfire smoke, and on the eastern plains, that's the heat advisory again for tomorrow. Along with that, we have a red flag warning, or a fire weather warning if you prefer, for tomorrow across the eastern plains. I do have a little bit of good news. One more really hot day. The record tomorrow is 94, set back in 1959. We'll blow that one away. Cold front arrives on Friday, though, and showers and cooler weather come in Friday and Saturday. I'll highlight that coming up in the 7-day forecast.
I'm excited for that. Thank you, Mike. And you can always get the latest weather forecast for your neighborhood by visiting Denver7.com. Full forecasts are also streaming right now on the free Denver 7 Plus app. Today, Denver reopened cooling centers at libraries and rec centers across the city to give people a break from the heat. Also, dozens of Denver public schools let out early or canceled class altogether today because they don't have air conditioning. That led to many parents scrambling for last-minute childcare.
So many families don't have options. There are so many people who don't have PTO. They don't have paid time off. So what are these kids and their families doing? Is anyone home? Are they safe? What options do they have? And really, who's paying the price are our children.
Back in 2020, Denver voters approved a bond that would provide air conditioning to 24 of the 55 schools that don't have it. 6 have had air conditioning installed. DPS says supply chain issues caused by the pandemic have delayed the rest. Well, Boulder police are reminding everyone living near CU to lock their doors and windows after this man broke into several apartments over the Labor Day weekend. The suspect broke into 3 homes through unlocked windows or doors and committed a sex act next to at least 3 victims and inappropriately touched one of them. All of the victims were college-aged females, and police believe the man also stole one of the victims' cars. The suspect is between the ages of 18 to 25. Anyone with information is asked to call Boulder police. And Boulder police are still looking for that suspect who sexually assaulted a student in her dorm room during the move-in week. Officers would not say if they had any new leads.
And looking deeper tonight, CU just released the results of a 2021 survey on sexual misconduct against students. So of the 4,000 plus female undergrads surveyed, 15% said they had experienced sexual assault since becoming a student at CU. Out of the 3,400 responses from undergrad men, 2% said they had been the victim of a sex assault. And the most common place these assaults occurred, both for women and men, was a Greek chapter house. Well, in an effort to curb sexual misconduct crimes against students, CU is now implementing a new task force.
Denver 7's Bayan Wang is going in depth on this and joins us live now in Boulder. So, Bayan, this task force is coming at a crucial time with students on edge after those Labor Day weekend break-ins.
Yeah, guys, there are hundreds of students who live right here in the University Hill area, and several of them tell me they are on edge. They are very tense right now. They're taking extra precautions following those incidents, while police say the suspect is still outstanding.
We're now deadbolting our windows shut.
And for good reason.
There's basically a guy going around the hill, breaking into girls' houses, committing lewd acts.
3 incidents in a row at 3 different apartments on 3 consecutive days over Labor Day weekend.
Honestly, it's really scary.
In each case, Boulder police say a college-aged female would abruptly wake up overnight and see a man committing a lewd act near them after sneaking in through an open door or window. In one instance, police say he stole a victim's car.
And then before that, basically a case of assault in the dorms on campus.
As authorities investigate, CU Boulder rolled out its new sexual misconduct task force.
We have a group assembled who can be looking at practices and interventions across the university.
Teresa Rose with the school's Office of Institutional Equity and Compliance. She says the task force will analyze a student's risk factors and examine what practices could keep them safe.
And as we look at the 2021 data, we know that we've done a lot of interventions since 2015.
That data was released Tuesday, showing the results of the 2021 CU Boulder Sexual Misconduct Survey, which in part influenced the creation of the task force. The data shows more undergraduate women are feeling more comfortable reporting when they have experienced sexual assaults. In 2015, 33% of undergraduate women said they did not report the incident to anyone. In 2021, that figure dropped to 13%.
So that is a really important step that we're taking with our 2021 survey, so that we can continue to innovate and implement practices more broadly.
Important steps for the future as students are again reminded of the dangers that still exist.
The amount of cases that have been coming up just this weekend, it's crazy. This is such a safe place, and this is a place I call home, but I just don't feel safe here.
It's really sad to hear, and I've been hearing a lot of that from a lot of different students today. Now, in the meantime, if you want more information about the task force, you can visit CU Boulder's website or denver7.com. And as you guys were mentioning earlier in the show, we really don't have a great description of the suspect, only that he's a college-age male between 18 and 25 years old who is well-groomed and about 6 feet tall. Police ask anyone who has information to give them a call. That number is on your screen right now. For now, we're in Boulder. Bayan Wang, Denver 7.
Scary times in Boulder. Bayan, thank you for that report. Well, today, Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters pleaded not guilty to all charges related to a security breach in the county's elections division. Peters is accused of helping make copies of sensitive voting machine hard drives. Information from those machines then were shared online with election conspiracy theorists. Peters faces 10 counts, 7 are felonies. Trial is expected to begin in early March of next year. Well, it seems Colorado has some catching up to do when it comes to paying teachers.
Our state is often ranked among the worst for teachers when it comes to their salaries. According to the State Department of Education, the average Colorado public school teacher makes around $58,000 a year. Head to more affluent districts like Cherry Creek or Boulder Valley, and teachers can make up to $80,000 a year. If you're working in more rural districts, well, those salaries averages can drop to under $40,000 per year. And that's making some home ownership a distant dream for most teachers in Colorado.
Denver 7's Micah Smith looking deeper into how tough it can be for Colorado teachers to buy a home.
A cooling Denver housing market brings hope to some home buyers, but for many teachers, the market isn't cool enough for their home ownership dreams.
Last year, I had one fellow teacher move away, couldn't afford it, couldn't find a house.
Denver teacher Jessica Dominguez leads the local teachers union's Affordable Housing Committee.
It was started about 2 years ago just because of the displacement that personally I was seeing inside the classroom.
Dominguez says Denver teachers' average salary of $64,000 a year is just out of range for affordable housing help.
Not considered quite low income and able to afford these programs, but they don't make enough for the market.
So what can teachers afford?
Let's go ahead and pull up Zillow and take a look at the Denver Metro, for example. Right now, there are about 1,600 homes for sale. If you take a look at the average teacher salary in the Denver Metro of about $60,000, pop that into the affordability calculator, teachers can afford a little more than a $200,000 home. When you use the search engine and pop $200,000 into it, you'll find that of the 1,600 homes for sale in the Denver Metro, teachers can afford just 73 of them.
And in some places, it's substantially less.
Keystone Policy Center Senior Policy Director Van Scholes recently led a research team that looked into if teachers can afford to buy homes close to work.
Salaries have gone up pretty significantly over the last few years. We found that they went up 25%. The problem is that housing costs have gone up dramatically more than that.
Scholes says the research uncovered some possible solutions.
One of the advantages of school districts is that they own lots of land. There are lots of ways that school districts can leverage that land to create opportunities to build homes.
I had a program called the Teacher Next Door program where they offered houses for half off for teachers. Without that program, I wouldn't have gotten into home ownership, but that program's no longer there.
Dominguez says in the absence of affordable home ownership programs, workforce housing could help teachers invest in the communities where they work. Reporting in Denver, Micah Smith, Denver 7.
Micah, thank you. And you can hear more of Micah's interview with Jessica Dominguez, sharing her opinion on how to get more teachers into affordable homes. That in-depth interview is available right now on Denver7.com.
I'm proud to stand up here before you guys and say that I chased down that dream and it was one hell of a ride.
Emmanuel Sanders is retiring as a Bronco.
I remember my first game, my first preseason game, and I remember sitting there crying in the stall, thanking God, because I knew that this was a place that he sent me here, and I knew that I was going to do something special. I knew that the city of Denver was where I was supposed to be.
After 12 seasons in the NFL, he's thanking Broncos country for supporting him the entire way. Plus, getting a second chance at life, thanks to the robots behind a revolutionary new transplant procedure in Colorado.
This huge relief washes over you, like I have a second chance.